How you doing today, folks? And welcome to RedWolf EDC. Now, today I have an unboxing for you of, per usual for lately, another pair of boots. I'll go back to knives and gear and stuff like that soon, I promise. But right now, I'm just on a boot kick, and I'm happy to share my stuff. This is from a company called Parkhurst, which for me is kind of like the quintessential perfect boot brand. Now, I say that because Parkhurst is a company that they're constantly releasing new things. Now, the caveat to that is that if you see something available in your size, in your color that you want, you should probably jump on it immediately, because not only could it maybe not be restocked in that color, that entire model might just disappear out of nowhere. Andrew, which is the owner of Parkhurst, at least for me anyways, seems like me if I was ever to run a boot company. Or I'm going to make whatever I think is cool, whatever I love. I'm going to stack my closet. And then whenever my closet's good, it's going to be, all right, well, we're on to something else, which personally I love. So if you hate, going about finding your right size and different boots and everything else, and then figuring out how you fit in each last and everything else, and then constantly getting different stuff from different manufacturers and going through the same process over and over and over again like I do, then Parkhurst might be an amazing company for you, because once you figure out your actual size, both their two last fit very, very similar from what I understand. And they will just constantly make new and awesome stuff in crazy, challenging leathers and plain Jane leathers and crazy ass materials and fit and finishes and styles. And it's just awesome. But 2 minutes in, let's see the actual boots themselves. Unboxing knife for the day is going to be the Freeman 451 button lock, full titanium, Don't Tread on Me edition, and Magna Cut. So, very nice box. Not super important, I guess, but good packaging. Oh, did he ship it in the actual shoebox? That's interesting. Oh no, okay. Box is in a box, but the box is very tight. So let's show the actual box. Parkhurst logo. Clean, simple, I like it. So in the actual boots or box, you have a handwritten thing, just says, "Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that." Boot bag, nice presentation style. The boot bags are relatively plain, nothing super crazy fancy or anything like that, but definitely still good to go. Ooh, I like this. All right, so this is the Allen boot, which is their plain toe service boot style pattern. This one is stitch down, means this is all hand done, 270-degree welt. And this is in their Bordeaux leather. Bordeaux, I don't know how you say that word. Basically a very deep, almost like wine red, kind of like dried blood style. And this is awesome. Okay. So for those of you new to the channel, also you got a set of kind of thin, leather laces. Very nice leather laces too, wow. That is really clean. Most leather laces are pretty fat and chunky. Also got some nice waxed cotton. So anyways, to those of you that are not new to the channel, I'm going to do some very nitpicky thing right now, where I'm going to break down every single itty bitty, flaw, as people like to call it, in the boot. I want to be very clear, and if you guys are new to the channel or new to boots in general, I'm speaking to you especially. It is a boot. It is designed to wear. It is designed to last for years. It is designed to break down. It's also made by hand, so there are going to be slight imperfections, slight flaws, issues of finishing, stuff of that nature, man. And that is what you're paying for. You're paying for a truly handmade boot from an artisan, and those little itty bitty flaws are part of the art, man. So if you want something perfect, probably don't buy boots. For me personally, I love it. This all tells a story. The boot tells a story. The craftsmanship tells a story. Get real close to the camera here. Like, you could text them like, "Oh, there's a scuff right there." Oh, send it back to the factory. There's going to be a scuff right there. maybe like 10 minutes after you start wearing it. Is it ideal that it comes pre-scuffed? Probably not, but also very, very petty, very easy to repair if you wanted to go about doing that process. So we have that little scuff right there. The stitching is actually spot on, which, given this is a hand-done stitch, that is really impressive. That nice double row of stitch. They're kind of giving Viberg a run for their money. Viberg has a higher stitch density for sure, but as far as just the symmetricalness of it all, like, that is beautiful. Andrew Parkhurst, fucking bravo. Holy crap. There are no loose grains. Nice solid pull-up. Little bitty wrinkles. So that's something right there. Right there. Again, very, very petty. Nothing I care about at all. But just shouting it out for the video to be as descriptive as possible. You know, slight coloration right there as well. And on the other boots, the other one is literally perfect, besides this one little thing right there. And frankly, who cares? So I'm going to put these on now. I'm going to get them scuffed my goddamn self. And I am super, super happy. They don't look this good in pictures. I thought they looked all right in pictures. In person, man, they're a little more dressier than I thought they would be, to be fair. But, you know, a little bit of scuffs and patina, that'll definitely be fixable. I love the kind of like quarter lug sole thing. So you basically have all of like the bonuses, right, of having like a commando sole, while being a little more streamlined. Like, you can't even tell. The mini lug is fantastic. All right. Anyways, let's try these on, see how they feel. All right. So my initial impressions on wearing these boots is these honestly are comparable, if not a little better, at least nowadays, to the Viberg 2030 service boot. Now, I know that is a really, really big claim, and I love some of my Vibergs, but Vibergs has had some pretty bad quality control lately. And with that in mind, and only with that in mind, like, these are really kind of giving it a run for its money. Now, these are immediately more dressier than I thought they would be. And they're also a little bit tight. So I might have to go about returning these, which kind of breaks my heart because I really, really do love them. These are just absolutely beautiful. As far as the fit goes, like, the comfort is definitely there. My toes are about right here, but I have wider feet, and you can actually see kind of some of the pull up right here to where it's really kind of tight. It might loosen up, but it might be too tight to loosen up. So going to have a conversation with myself to figure out if I want to risk it or not. I've risked it many times, other boots, and some worked out and most did not. So we'll have to see. All right, y'all, let's get down to brass tacks. I compared the Parkhurst Allen boot to the Viberg 2030 Last of Service boot. And that is, in no uncertain terms, a crazy comparison. I'm aware of it. You're aware of it. So let's talk about it. Now, first and foremost, I still own two. I own two pairs of Vibergs, and I also just bought a third that is now going back to Canada because it had some pretty major QCs. Now, I had heard horror stories about Viberg's quality control going downhill and everything else. I own Vibergs. I love them. To be fair, I bought them when they were about $600. Now they're over $1,000. An extra $400 difference. That's a lot of money there. This boot costs a little over $400 by itself. So with that, taken into consideration, charging more and providing less is, in no uncertain terms, fucked. So these boots do not compare to Viberg at all as far as the old school. Now, if you have an old school pair of 2030 service boots, I don't think it's a comparison. I think if Viberg gets their shit together, and I really, really hope they do, then it's not going to be a comparison, but we can't really dwell on what could be and what might happen. Right here and right now, I genuinely believe the Parkhurst Allen boot is a better alternative for less than half the price of the Viberg service boot. In particular, in the 2030 last, because this very much fits the 2030 last style. Now, I really, really like this boot, as you might be able to tell by what I just said. This is actually going to be a return for me because it is a little bit too tight over here. I've worn this boot for about an hour and a half, purely inside, making very sure it didn't cause any creasage or undue wear or anything like that, because I really wasn't sure if it was a keeper or not. And it's just not loosening up. If I went about using a shoe stretcher, maybe that would change, but shoe stretchers also have their own complications. Maybe if I wore it longer, it might change. I've been burned so many times that I'm just not going to risk it. But as far as the boot itself, dude, it is such a beautiful boot. It is made so well. There are little itty things you can technically nitpick on, but they're just that, man. They don't fucking matter. This is a natural material. Leather is a natural material. So there's going to have patina. It's going to have pieces of character. It's part of having something made of leather. If you want something to be perfect, don't buy it made of leather. Simple as that. It's not going to ever come perfect. It's not going to happen that way. If you wear this and use this, even if you use this very gently, it's not going to stay that way. It's going to develop character and patina. That's the whole point of it. So besides those little nitpicks, as like Reddit people on Reddit like to call them, I don't think this is a bad boot at all. I think it is absolutely amazing. Those nitpicks don't matter. The construction is phenomenal. The feel of it is phenomenal. It's a little heavy for most people out there. I'm used to like Nicks and stuff like that, so it's not heavy for me. But if you're not used to those Pacific Northwest style boots, then might be a problem for you. Personally, I don't actually care. But this is a boot that I'm going to get a bigger size in. I feel like I have to get a bigger size in it because I do not want this out of my collection. I love this. This is kind of reminiscent of Chrome XL, color number 8, except for it has richer color. It's a deeper, more luxurious feel to it. The pull-up is really, really nice. And it's hard to show those things on camera, right? I'm looking at the viewfinder right now, and I'm looking at it in person at the same time, and it's not the same. It's not even close, frankly. In person, these are a very deep, like wine red, but they also have like little hues and different color variations in the leather, or sometimes it's a brighter red, sometimes it's like kind of like a darker, like almost not brown, kind of like a darker red, I guess. But darker reds, brighter reds. It has this really kind of effervescent hue to it that is subtle, but it is definitely there, and it is freaking beautiful. I love this. And again, if Viberg does not get their shit together, this is a incredibly, incredibly solid alternative. I'm gonna message Andrew right now, give him the bad news, because he probably doesn't want to, send more. It's a pain in the ass. I get it. And I also wanted to wear this out to Christmas. It's not going to happen now, unfortunately, but I need this in my collection. These are beautiful. I am frankly in love. If you're on the fence about the Parkhurst Allen boot, get off that thing again. This is fantastic. If you want an alternative to the Color 8 Chrome XL, the Bordeaux is absolutely that and then some. This is such a beautiful boot in person. Man. But anyways, folks, overall, do I recommend the Parkhurst Allen boot? Absolutely, 100%. This is a first impressions, and once I get my actual like size 12 in, and I go about really kind of putting it through hell and seeing how it ages and everything else, that first impression, as always, might change. But for right now, I absolutely love this thing, and I'm super looking forward to getting my correct size in. And I guess note to self for future reference, in the 618 last, the stitch down last, I'm a size 12, not an 11 and a half like I usually am, which is, good to know. Small potatoes. But as always, folks, I love you all. Please take care, and bye-bye.